Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Agents of Chaos Gaming, where order comes to die and chaos reigns. I am Crunch, and I am back with more Attack on Titan, The Wings of Freedom. Last time, we basically started out the expedition mission into the wilds of the territory between Walrose and Walmaria. So now we are going to continue on with that expedition mission. Also, just as a minor side note, it has actually been a couple months since I've recorded one of these, so might be a little rusty. Also, I do believe between episodes I was doing some character leveling, so some of them might be a little bit stronger than they once were.
あいつら、俺の同期は巨人に勝てますかね。はあ？壁外調査ってのはな、いかに巨人と戦わないかにかかってんだよ。
Classic Ordo.
しっかりしろよエレン。これから俺たちは団長考案の小距離索敵陣形を取る。分かってると思うが、前方の兵が索敵伝達を行い、陣形全体で巨人との接近を避けて進む。ただし、行動が予想できない騎行種に対しては戦闘が必要だ。今は隊列を乱すなよ。長距離索敵陣形展開。
Basically, everybody splits up.
じゃあな、アルミ。巨人と出くわしてもちびんなよ。うん、二人もね。
Such a funny line coming from Sean.
右翼の陣形が乱れている。索敵の取りこぼしか。右翼へ向かうぞ。
Long distance enemy scouting formation.
飛行士もいるんだ。手を貸してくれ。ここで食い止めないと陣形を崩される。やったぞ。行くんだ。人を追ってこない。飛行士だ。俺が
starting out, we just got ourselves some like small things to deal with. Now, that one is the highlighted target. However, because I am aware of how this mission plays, I am actually going to go and just deal with every other Titan on the board first. And like I said, there is a reason why I'm doing this. This mission is a little different than some of the other ones with the structuring on them. In the meantime, just to fill in some of the dead air. Yeah, the last... So you guys will probably be seeing this episode come out literally like the week after the last one, but for me it's been like 3 months since I've recorded. There's been a lot of stuff going on between trying to get back on a consistent streaming schedule and then also just a lot of stuff going on IRL. I had like 2 different trips that I took between, I think, the last time I recorded and now, and then just other stuff going on. So, you know, just a little peek behind the curtain, as it were. So I'm currently attempting to record at like 7 in the morning while the rest of my family's still asleep, so trying not to be super loud with my talking. think this guy's a beefy one. We need to get a gas can refill soon. Tank's almost empty. Oh, yeah, there's the tank. Oh, yeah, speaking of, since I did mention I was like leveling off screen, I believe Armin currently has a skill that lets him start with more materials or more equipment than other players. That's why I started out with 2 extra gas cans on me instead of just 1. I'll have to like check what his skill set is afterwards just to see what I've got on him. Get this guy's armor, but yeah, the second half of the game, which is what I'm basically going to call this, because the whole up to Trost thing, or let's say it counts as like the first half of the game. The second half of the game is where the difficulty starts to amp up, and there's a very, very specific reason for that. Anybody who knows the anime might know why I'm referring to that, or might know what I'm referring to. Use those guys to take out his arm, going up and going for the neck. Now thankfully, despite all the extra character leveling I've done, my gear is actually still fairly close to where it was, because the missions I was doing for leveling didn't really give me the mats I needed to boost it any. So gear-wise, I'm still fairly close to the same level. Besides, your gear doesn't get into the insane broken territory yet until you start doing like post-game stuff and or New Game Plus. So then that's where all the mats that make things broken come in. Get you. Neck. There we go. Now, I'm not sure why some of these guys are shown with black markers as opposed to just red markers. I've never quite understood that. Some random little bit, but I'm sure it actually like signifies something, but I'm not sure what. I think the one downside of me doing this, though, is, as you can see, I am running out of gas again. And I could just sit here and rely on my team this whole time, but there's some fun in that. Armin's got to get in on the action, too. Oh yeah, go ahead and actually leave stock. Gas in the blades. I do believe we do get supply units later, so we'll be able to refill later, but now we're just going to go through and just clean all these guys out. So we have a couple left. This guy's got a creepy smiling Titan face. No, it's not that one. That one is a very specific Titan. There, we just got one little baby one left. Get that. And now we go and take care of the actually marked Titan. I do love the fact that the presence meter on the upper right literally is just basically empty at this point. We've murdered every other Titan on the board. Dang, you guys missed. There we go. And then some more show up. Go minions. It's kind of funny that Armin's a commander type character, so you can really just tell people what to do. To me, it makes sense given his characterization and all, but still, it's just really funny to me. Speaking of more, here they come. I think I may have mentioned it in the previous episode, but to me it's really funny the fact that, like, when the Titans spawn in, you just literally see them appear out of nowhere. But under the context of, like, where Titans come from, it's kind of fitting. But also a little weird. And now we get cutscene. Oh, what do we have here? Uh-oh. The most intimidating levels of being stepped on. So there's another Titan shifter like Aaron. Alright, so now the supply units have shown up. This thing is the reason why I say the difficulty level kind of takes a spike. Because minor game spoilers, you might imagine. We're going to be dealing with this thing for a few levels. This is not going to be a one-off. Also, as that tutorial thing helpfully indicated, yes, she can harden herself, which makes hitting certain parts of her very difficult. And yes, I am saying she because this thing is basically labeled as the female Titan. I can't possibly imagine why that would be. But yeah. Also, the game is basically just saying it in the corner, I just realized. It's not trying to be coy or anything, it's just like, yep, this is a female Titan. So, to deal with her, what you actually want to do is break her arms. I'm going to go for her legs. The main reason for this being is just because she has mats in there and I want to get rid of them. But also because she kicks with them. I know that says temporarily stopped, but that doesn't say she's been beaten. Alright, so while she's down, this gives us a chance to run around and do side quests. And this is the reason why I also said it was better to clear out the Titans on the board before taking care of that first batch. Because this whole sequence starts up, and then if you don't clear out the other Titans on the board, you probably won't get around to them. It's kind of funny that AI asks, why are there Titans here? You're out in the frickin' wilds. Alright, so now we're sitting on a timer. This is actually the real problem that arises if you don't deal with that. Something interesting of note I should also point out with the female Titans. If the female Titan's model is incapable of losing her legs, just for whatever reason. Alright, now I'm going to detach actually. Because I'm going to try and see if I can get these other two side missions done. At this point, there's no real reason to do this other than just getting the rank change, which is what I want. So I'm going to try and see if I can get this done. Now, thankfully, the female Titan is busted up enough that should be able to pull this off. Grab this gas tank. Also, thankfully, the time limit when you don't have other Titans to worry about is very generous. However, when you have, if you're like me and you like to clear Titan boards, that timer is probably not the best thing in the world, especially when you're playing as Armin. Because Armin doesn't hit as hard as everyone else does. That guy is going to keep blocking. There we go. Alright, let's get back on her and get back at her. Alright, so as you can see, she's actually gotten one of her arms back. So, we're going to take that back off. Because Titans do, after all, regrow their limbs. There's a way you can actually get around that, is with the sound grenades. Because she's forced to hold her ears when you use those. And off she goes. And there we go. S rank. That is arguably one of the harder missions to S rank if you aren't aware of how the mission layout actually works. Because I have played this game so many times, I knew that was coming. And this is something that you get for breaking her kneecaps, is the Shining Titan Crystal. This unfortunately introduces a new item mechanic, which is that certain specialty titans, like her, are the only sources of dropping certain material types, like these. And thankfully she was a little bit more tame this time around, but when you're playing on hard, and especially in the second game, she can move so fast sometimes that she will just wreck you. As I said, there's a reason why I say the game has a difficulty spike. That Titan is the reason for it.
Yatta!
Alright, well, before we do anything, I do want to actually go ahead and show this off. Here is Armin as he currently is. And yeah, so this is, you can see everything that he's got working for him. Always prepared, brings more items. Expert Beggar reduces the time required between ally attacks, very helpful. And then concentration increase. But yeah, so that'll do it for this episode. Next time, we're going to figure out what the guys are going to do about that Titan. So, join me for that one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you then.